Swiped him from Mom's secret drawer.
Brave man.
There's so much junk in there, she won't notice if you're missing candy bars. Besides, I thought we should have something to celebrate with.
What's the occasion?
Dad's trial's almost over. He'll be free and Michael will be clear to come home.
Except for one major obstacle, Michael confessed to Dante.
Well, yeah, but Dante didn't turn him in. And he won't. Dante's an awesome big brother. He pushed me out of the way of a moving car to save my life, made a big scene, pulled me off the witness stand. He's just gonna make sure you're okay.
Silence! Young man, you're in contempt.
Anything but. Your Honor, I am telling the truth. Michael Corinthos was not held out of court, so he couldn't testify. He was kept away, so he couldn't confess. He wasn't just a witness to Claudia's killing, he actually did it. And everything since that point has been a cover-up, starting with the defendant's plea of self-defense. I can prove it.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, but I cannot sit idly by while all the rules of judicial procedure are made a mockery of.
Your Honor, for once the prosecution agrees with the defense. This is just a last-minute effort for Detective Falconeri to grandstand. And I promise you, I'll have your badge for it.
Well, for telling the truth, I would think you'd be grateful I saved you the career embarrassment of prosecuting what happens to be an innocent man, at least in this case.
You people need a dictionary. Silence means nobody talks but me until I say otherwise. Now, you violate that, you be prepared to make your home in a holding cell for the foreseeable future. Anybody want to call my bluff? Bailiff, take the jury back to the jury room. You are not dismissed. You are not to put credence on anything you've just heard. At this point, this is nothing but a fairy tale concocted for God only knows why, and I intend to find out. Now, don't talk about it. Go. I will hear objections. Prosecution first.
Detective Falconeri is a walking conflict of interest, Your Honor. He's the defendant's son, as evidenced by the fact that he's already lied under oath to this court to protect his father. And talk about fairy tales? Who can forget the whopper that Detective Falconeri spun about the Keystone cop who fumbled his gun and shot himself, when anyone with half a brain knows that Sonny Corinthos shot him at point-blank range?
You prove that, we'll have something to talk about.
I've already proved it in the second lie Detective Falconeri is telling. He is covering for his father again by trying to direct this court into a mistrial. And any proof he claims to have is yet another fabrication unless Michael Corinthos walks in here and confesses. Are you going to produce this witness? No, you can't because you conveniently let him go. Your Honor, for all we know, the detective and Michael have cooked this whole thing up, and Michael is probably kicked back on some privately owned, mob-financed island, laughing his ass off at the rest of us, scrambling around trying to find justice for Claudia Corinthos, the actual victim here.
We deserve a little praise for helping you keep your secret all this time.
Oh, you guys did great.
Except for me. I lied to Dante about where you were.
Well, things are all playing out the way they're supposed to.
You really think so?
I do. I never liked the idea of hiding from what I did.
You shouldn't have to. Uncle Sonny shouldn't be on trial either. Claudia was a nutcase. Your mom and baby sister were in danger and you protected them. I think it was very brave of you.
It's what happened after that made everything a big mess.
True. Everybody probably should have just told the truth from the beginning.
Right, like Mom did after she hit Kiefer. That worked out well. It doesn't matter if it was an accident. The Bowers are still calling it murder, and Mom's gonna be on trial next.
Hey, don't even say that.
It's true, and you better prepare yourself because the Bowers are going to make us pay for what happened to Kiefer.
See, this is exactly why I should have been here. You guys needed me.
We all need each other.
And now we're together again.
Plus we have Dante.
I wouldn't count on that, Morgan.
Why not?
It's just complicated. You know, he's a cop and all, and he's mad at Dad.
They'll work it out.
Big owner should be coming by this way anytime. You guys should go, okay? Hey,
want you to take Molly through the hole in the hedge by the rose garden. Okay, Kristina, we'll meet you by the east gate. You need anything from me? Anything at all?
It's enough having you back.
This will be over soon, okay? At least for the dad's trial part, but as for the rest, I have a feeling it's all gonna work out too, okay?
Sit down, Detective. Sit down, Detective Falconeri. I'll hear from the defense.
Whatever you have to say, make it count.
Your Honor, Michael is deeply troubled, through no fault of his own. He sustained massive brain injury during an assassination attempt against his father and spent the next year in a coma. He underwent neurological surgery to bring him out of that coma. But the procedure had residual effects, and a once bright, sweet, sunny young boy has now been turned into a dark, withdrawn young man. The one thing that hasn't changed is his abiding love for my client. Michael would walk into oncoming traffic for his father.
I'm going to interrupt you for clarification, Miss Miller. Are you objecting to a development that could exonerate your client?
My client does not wish to go free at the expense of his son, so his story still stands. Sonny Corinthos killed his wife in defense of Carly and Jocelyn Jacks, and any so-called confession by Michael is well-meaning but misguided 11th hour attempt at a save.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Did everyone miss the part where I said I've got proof?
You stifle yourself, Detective Falconeri. This is my courtroom. I make the rules. You don't come in here like some wild dog into a hen house doing and saying whatever you want. Either you abide by my wishes, or I will lock you up and rule any evidence you may offer as fruit of the poisoned tree and toss it. Now, the Honorable Judge Peter Carroll calls you to the stand and admonishes you. This story better damn well be good.